We were the first to bring you this story tonight. Gonzaga students will be saying ciao to their study abroad program in Italy. The university is pulling the plug because of the coronavirus. Good evening, I'm Neil Wong.
And I'm Aaron Luna. GU has more than 100 students in Europe right now for its Gonzaga-in-Florence program. But with uncertainty surrounding coronavirus, it decided it's best not to take any chances. Nikki Torres is with us. How soon could some of these students come home, Nikki?
Well, some students are going to head back as early as tomorrow, and then the rest of the students are still looking for flights. You have to remember they are in spring break right now for that Florence program, so a lot of these students are all over Europe. They're exploring during that spring break, and what happens following this semester, to finish out this semester is still to be determined. However, the university wants them back as soon as possible. They're even offering to ship their items that they left back in Florence back to the U.S. to save some time. They say you're supposed to find yourself in Europe, but for 161 Gonzaga-in-Florence students, they're just trying to find a flight back to the U.S. This morning, the university told students to come home because of concerns around the coronavirus outbreak worldwide.
We would hate for any of our Gonzaga-in-Florence students to be unfortunately quarantined in Florence, or even worse, when they try to come home and be quarantined by the United States government.
The decision comes with mixed feelings. The Center for Global Engagement at GU has heard them all. For students, this comes as a bummer. They have to leave their European trip of a lifetime.
This is our crown jewel of study abroad programs.
It's spring break right now. Almost all of the students are exploring parts of Europe, including a junior, Peter Carroll. He's in Madrid right now with friends.
Shocking, honestly. I was not expecting the campus to close. I had heard earlier in the day that other programs had gotten shut down, and I did not think that the situation had escalated to a point where Gonzaga would cancel, but some other kids thought that if other schools were canceling, Gonzaga would most likely cancel.
This morning, they did.
So I hadn't read the email yet, but one of my buddies texted me and he said, "Oh, man, have you seen this yet? This really stinks." And I was like, I don't know what you mean. And then I read the email and I was like, oh, yikes.
He says he knows the university is looking out for them, but still, this was a trip he didn't want cut short.
They love Florence. They love the ability to be able to have some time to explore and learn all about not only Italy and Florence, but about Europe itself.
However, the university is satisfied they're taking the safe route.
Really encouraging them, please do come home. If you stay, there's no guarantees on what could potentially happen. You know, if you get quarantined, not necessarily in Italy, but if you get quarantined in another country, that's not something that we want to happen to you.
Most parents and families agree.
We recognize that the health and safety of our students is our priority number one, and they recognize that, the families recognize that, and so they've been very appreciative.
By next week, Gonzaga says they will have an academic plan for those returning students to finish out the rest of their semester here in the U.S. They say that will most likely be through online classes or independent study. Reporting in Spokane, I'm Nikki Torres, 4 News Now.